Stop motion is the technique of animation where a movie comes to life, one frame at a time. This technique is based on a simple process. Move an object, take a picture, move it again, take another one, and continue. When all the pictures are played back in succession, the illusion of movement arises. This process can be directly compared to live-action features, as both mediums are built, costumes are made, must be lit and gaffed properly, acted on screen and directed. The animation supervisor of Leica tells us that there is a soul to the stop-motion process that is special, that comes from the tacticality of what you are working with. The entire world of the stop-motion comes from the creative imagination of the animators, who tediously move each cast member millimeter by millimeter, shaping the whole experience of the audience. Stop-motion is literally the filmmaker and the puppet. It is the vision of the filmmaker in its most authentic form. The first stop-motion animation short was the Humpty Dumpty Circus, directed by J. Stuart Blackton and Albert E. Smith in 1898. Albert used his daughter's wooden circus playset and moved the joints and posed them in specific ways and photographed them. Unfortunately, the film is now considered lost, likely due to its age. Blackton continued working with and developing this technique, using a blend of live action and stop motion in The Enchanted Drawing, 1900. Inspired by Blackton's following works, French filmmaker Deschamps made the film El Hotel Electrico in 1908, where he used similar techniques but used a human as a model. The work of Ladislav Starevich, a Polish-Russian animator, became prominent when he started making puppets out of dead bugs and insects. His first stop-motion film, The Beautiful Leucanida, in 1912 tells a tale of two bugs that fight over a female bug, inspired by a story of Agamemnon and Menelaus. His consequent film, The Cameraman's Revenge, also made in 1912, tells a cynical story about jealousy and infidelity, with the use of insects as main characters. This film became his most famous piece of work, and is greatly appreciated by animators to this day. Starevich's stop motion inspired the work that was done in The Lost World in 1925 and King Kong. Willis O'Brien was one of the most influential animators of the golden age of stop motion. His first film, The Dinosaur and the Missing Link, got him noticed by Thomas Edison, who hired him to produce a lot of work. He incepted the technique of skeletal puppets, which is still used to this day. O'Brien's most influential work was the original King Kong, made in 1933.
The winner is Mighty Joe Young, our co-production, RKO Records.
Very beautifully decorated stage. It is Mr. Willis H. O'Brien who created the great spectacle in that picture, Mighty Joe Young.
A student of O'Brien was Ray Harryhausen. He worked under O'Brien on Mighty Joe Young in 1949. During his life, he innovated a lot of special effect techniques and influenced so many filmmakers and animators. Harryhausen made stop-motion special effects in movies like The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Jason and the Argonauts, and Clash of the Titans. In 1972, a company called Aardman Animations was founded by Peter Lord and David Sproxton. Nick Park joined Aardman and would make its multi-award-winning Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep, Chicken Run, and so much more. Aardman has a unique style of their clay-based animation, claymation to be exact, and mastered the craft of this technique. Tim Burton made the groundbreaking musical film The Nightmare Before Christmas. The movie utilized modern technology and advanced electronics to control the puppets and the cameras electronically, and he appointed his classmate Henry Selick to direct it. With the help of Tim Burton and Henry Selick, Leica was founded in the early 21st century to specifically produce stop-motion animation and advance the technology related to the art. Corpse Bride was animated and released in 2005 by Leica, and they broke record after record, advancing in the utilization of high-end technology to further stop-motion. 2009 saw the release of the critically acclaimed film Coraline, which was shot and photographed in stereoscopic 3D. Leica went on to make Paranorman, The Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings, and The Missing Link, all of which were nominated for the Oscars. Stop-motion puppet making is an art form of itself. The method that Willis O'Brien created is further developed and perfected by studios like Leica and Passion Animations, where filmmakers like Wes Anderson, Charlie Kaufman, Claude Barras, Peter Lord created well-received, award-winning stop-motion animations. The building of the sets, designing costumes, lighting are separate departments where numerous people work together to create beautiful features. Nowadays, 3D printing is used extensively in the creation of the puppets, props, and other minute detailed stuff that we see on screen. As a filmmaker, I find myself always fascinated by this craft. This is an underappreciated medium that takes immense patience and tedious brute work to complete. I find no visual experience comparable to this medium. The deep passion and effort to complete a project is something to be appreciated more. Because of the sheer dedication and number of hours needed to complete a project, we see that stop-motion animation projects are very few and far between. The advancements made in camera movements, the production design is immense. But there is an inherent timelessness of stop-motion that is in no other medium. No amount of advancements can take away the raw feeling of the movement of the characters and the interaction with the tangible sets that stop-motion has. One uplifting thing in regard to stop-motion animation is that anyone can do it, regardless of their skill, access to equipment, and Hollywood-level production design. Everyone now has a camera or even a phone, and making stop-motion animations are like child's play now. Take a picture, move the subjects, take another picture, and go on. This basic and simple workflow has encouraged so many people, kids and adults alike, that they are making stop-motion animations on their own. Slightly advanced skills required are easily learnable through YouTube animators like Edgy Puertas, Michael Parks, Cranbisher, Nick Hillegloss, and so much more. This free knowledge base and access to puppets or clay have created a boom of very young animators who want to tell stories through stop-motion. Kids make movies out of Legos and toys, and this has in turn changed how we see CGI animated films as well. YouTubers like PES and Gouldies have received Academy Award nominations, and this is really inspiring to see that film enthusiasts like me have some chance in showcasing their much-loved work to so many people around the world.